you and I stumbled upon something of an idea. So our son is a huge fan of the YouTube animated series BFDI. I thought this was like a singular thing, right? I thought, my kid just found some niche shit on YouTube, whatever the case may be. And I thought to myself, everybody's got to have that weird little niche thing. I could not be more wrong. There is such a rabid fan base for that kind of stuff.
It's not only that, is that the content was interactive. It was a show about inanimate objects competing in challenges to see who's going to be voted out, right? And so each inanimate object had their own personality, and you can vote them out based on how they did in the challenge, or just their shitty personality,
or just their shitty personality,
or what they did. And so you had to vote in the comments, who you wanted to be out, and the voting would be done by a certain date, right? And then that person would be eliminated, and you'll see who gets eliminated in the next episode.
Right.
Now, Alex caught on years after it had already happened. So Alex couldn't vote,
He just saw the results of said voting.
He just saw the results, and then he started playing it with his toys.
Yeah.
And he
was doing elimination style challenges.
Yeah, he was doing elimination style challenges with his toys. Now, BFDI then did this whole, it's a web series created by Jack and Jellyfy on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And there's so many other spin-offs. Other people started to do spin-offs of the episodes, of this type of episodes. And then the Jack and Jellyfy got with the other people who did the spin-off, and got another person who did the spin-off, and then sometimes they kind of interact with each other now.
Got it.
Because they're all the same type of thing, and they're all
they're giving
popular.
each other the rub. They're giving each other more exposure,
exactly.
Exposing fan bases to other options.
Exactly, and
which worked.
Yeah. And so what is cool now is that this thing that happened maybe 6 years ago, and now
show's a lot older than that.
Yeah, it's been out for a very long time.
Well, they say 2011 or something like that. What? What did you discover?
No. I want to know what year
did it start?
BFDI come out? I want to know.
I believe it said that it was 2011.
2011?
I believe.
It came out January 1st, 2010.
2010.
Okay. And then since then there's been lots of different
New Year's Day 2020
lots of different spin-offs. There's been different seasons, and even though it came out 10 years ago, they're still trying to make it
came out 15 years ago.
And 15 years ago. New and fresh.
Yeah.
So Alex told us that they're on tour. And we couldn't make the first of all, when he said they were on tour.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
I was something that came out in 2010 is on tour now.
Yeah, that was outrageous.
We couldn't make the first year it was on tour,
right?
But we made it to, I think, the second year it was on tour.
Yeah.
And we went there, and we didn't realize.
We had no idea.
I mean,
line around the block first and foremost.
Think Anthony to wrestling, as these kids are to BFDI. I mean, if you think, for example, Anthony, SummerSlam.
She's putting me on the spot now.
SummerSlam 2003. Who was the main event?
2003.
Yes.
Main event of 2002 is The Rock, Brock Lesnar. Why am I blanking on 2003? See, I knew you were gonna put me on the goddamn spot.
Go ahead.
The goddamn main event for 2003 SummerSlam. What WrestleMania was that? Oh man.
Oh no, this was a bad example.
Yeah, you put me on the spot here. Hold on a second.
Okay, so
keep talking. I'm gonna figure this out.
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. 2000.
There wasn't a Money in Bank in
Oh,
2000.
you see, you knew that. Okay. Money in the Bank.
The point is.
Yeah. Okay. The point is, he
Uh-huh.
knows a lot about wrestling, and
Wow.
these.
Because I'm thinking about BFDI
And I
now.
don't
You threw
even.
a wrestling question
I
at me
don't
out of
even
nowhere.
want to say kids. The audience that this thing has ranges from like 5 to 24.
Yeah.
There's and adults the 24-year-olds
There's adults there.
are there with their parents, and honestly, it is a big crowd.
Oh my God! 2003 was an Elimination Chamber match in the main event. That's why I couldn't remember it. It was 6 people.
Oh,
as that was the Shawn Goldberg, Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista. Why can't I figure out the 6th person?
There was and this is why I say sometimes he may have Asperger's. Okay,
I can't remember the 6th person.
But these kids, though, I mean, these people.
Oh, was it Jericho?
Slightly on the autistic side. Slightly autistic.
Yes.
Slightly Asperger's.
I think we're all slightly autistic at this point.
But when you're obsessed with something, you are obsessed with something.
And they are obsessed.
They put
old episodes on.
They put old episodes on mute, and the whole crowd knew.
Yeah, not a song.
Not a song.
The dialogue.
The dialogue knew what each character was saying to each other. And I was like,
and most of them did the voices.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, I don't belong here. Yeah, I was like, I don't belong here. I was like, this is amazing and scary at the same time.
I'm out of my depth here.
Now, what got me thinking?
Actually, the exact words that I used was, it was when we were online to get in the building. I was like, it was like being in line for a Ring of Honor show. Remember that comparison? Because that's what happens in the line for a Ring of Honor show. It's all
wrestling, and they all act like they know it all.
It's like everyone in the line is challenging each other's knowledge and trivia, right?
Yeah.
Same deals. Everybody was like, oh, who's your favorite? Oh, I'm a Leafy fan. Or I'm like, I'm a Fiery fan. Oh, Fiery did this in episode this season. And it was like, what the fuck? It's insane.
Listen, one girl came up and said,
I got that vibe.
One girl came up and said, hey, this character was in season 1, episode 4, season 2, episode 3, season 3, episode 15 for 10 seconds at the end. And I was just wondering if we're going to see them in season 4. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that Q&A was crazy. Yeah.
Like, but what really got us is that this is a YouTube show that is still trying to survive and live and expand.
Well, it can't be struggling that bad because of what you're about to say.
And not only that, but now, after 2, I think, successful probably tours, now they decided to be in theaters.
Yeah. So to clarify what she's saying by tour, because the first time we went to one of these shows, it wasn't actually in a theater.
No,
it was in like the NYU meeting hall or something like that.
Yeah, it was like
an auditorium.
Yeah, it was an auditorium.
It was an auditorium that happened to have a projector screen.
It was a theater, but not a movie theater. It had like a balcony, like a first
stage.
Balcony. Yeah, and a stage.
It's like an auditorium, like a really fancy.
It's like an off-Broadway like setup.
Right? But it was like an NYU's buildings downtown, and that was cool enough. I thought that was a really cool setting for that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found out about this new one. It was going to be the debut of a new episode at the AMC Theater.
Yeah, AMC
on 34th and 8th in Manhattan.
Select theaters. It was select theaters. But not only that, they sold out.
They sold out movie theater.
And my
not once, but all of them.
And again,
all of the times
I'm
and
the
dates
reigning champion of being supportive. I was like,
supportive mom, all the way.
I got you.
I got you. We're gonna go.
I said, I'm gonna click waitlist and I'm gonna see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
And I click waitlist, and all of a sudden I got an email like 2 weeks later saying, we opened up a new time, a 5:00 showing. And I immediately bought 4 tickets. And as soon as I bought the 4 tickets, it sold out. I said, God damn, if I didn't buy this,
I said, God damn,
this moment, I would have been sold out again. But that got us thinking, like, we just recently had the success of a Netflix show.
Yes.
Okay.
I brought that up on the show.
A streaming movie going into theaters,
which is reverse. Yeah.
Which is reverse. It usually goes movie theaters, then to the streaming platform, but it went reverse. Now we have a YouTube show now making its way into theaters successfully. They wanted a certain day at a certain time, and they sold out. They did what they wanted and projected to do, and then they did extra by opening up extra times at certain locations and got that extra money, you know?
Now, I looked it up before we did this, and K-pop Demon Hunters, when they only went to the movie theater, I think that weekend.
One weekend.
That was like 2 or 3 days, like a Friday to
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
That weekend that they did that, they are the first of any kind, property of any kind, anywhere, theater or otherwise, that had the #1 movie in theaters, the #1 streaming movie on Netflix, and the #1 soundtrack on the Billboard charts in that one weekend. They were #1 across the board.
Across the board.
They made almost $20 million just in those 3 days on a property, by the way, that already existed. This wasn't the debut of a movie. This has been on Netflix. You can go home and watch this if you want.
If you want.
And people still went to the theater to go see it.
Still went
and made it the #1 movie of the weekend that it was out.
And it was the sing-along version.
Yes,
so it
was
had
the sing-along version.
The words and had already been out for like 4 months. Mind you, when we saw it, I told my son, "Oh, we should watch it." He goes, "No." I said, "What?"
It was a throwaway idea.
It was a throwaway. And then one day I'm like, "No, sit down. Let's watch it. Let's have a movie night." And I fucking fell in love with this shit. It was so fucking good.
You're talking about Demon Hunters. Yeah.
So, and we watched it late in the game. We were late in the game. We watched it like a month after it came out.
The reminder, and I keep telling people this when I tell them this, the reminder to me to even give it a chance was that we kept seeing it as #1. When you first open the Netflix app, it gives you the top 10
us,
things.
Like, hey, you haven't seen us yet.
It was #1 so many times that eventually we said,
let's give it a shot.
We should probably give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Because it seems to be very popular. If I turn on Netflix right now,
it's still
in the top 10.
And it's not
two versions.
It's taking up 2 spots.
It's taking up 2 spots in the top 10.
The regular and the sing-along.
Yeah, and the sing-along.
Now, what got us thinking was that if a Netflix show can start off at Netflix and go to the theater successfully,
right?
And a YouTube series can go from YouTube to the movies successfully.
Correct.
Why are movie theaters saying we're drowning? Nobody wants to go to the movies anymore. Not true.
Not true.
It's not that nobody wants to go to the movies. Is that the movies doesn't have the content. That people want to see.
And we now have.
Okay, and we have
evidence.
Yes.
That this is true because you wanted to see a movie in theaters as well. You wanted to see Demon Slayer.
Yes.
Now, to be fair, this is our second time seeing Demon Slayer in the movies.
Yes.
We didn't see a movie the first time. We saw the debut of an episode, kind of like what BFDI did.
Yeah.
And
it had a lot of success that they decided to end the series in movies.
Yeah.
One coming out 2025, 2027, and 2029.
Yeah, that was just a taste of what it is that they really wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
And then insert Infinity Castle, which came out not too long ago, about a month ago, I would say now.
Super success.
The most successful anime film that hit the theaters ever. This is supposedly during a down period. Right? Demon Slayer hit 659 million globally. Now, to be fair, people are going to sit there and they're going to say, well, of course, it's going to be huge in Japan. Japan was only 279 million of that 659.
So 1/3 was
Japan.
A third
of it was Japan.
Yeah,
but
2/3.
2/3 was everywhere else.
Exactly.
Here in America, they were 181 million. Which is more than I think all of the recent Marvel releases in a row haven't reached this number. Marlon Wayans went viral.
He was
pissed off at anime fans because they were like, "God damn it, this was the movie that was going to make me."
Yeah, bring
and
me back
goddamn
Demon
Slayer. Demon Slayer came out and slayed the whole field down.
Yeah.
So that was the point we were trying to make.
And that's a Crunchyroll thing. You know
that's
what I mean?
Crunchyroll.
That's
absolutely.
Crunchyroll.
That's not even like Netflix or Disney. Crunchyroll is hugely popular.
For anime.
Yeah,
anime.
Crunchyroll is hugely popular. I'm not going to downplay Crunchyroll. We at one point were subscribed to Crunchyroll for Demon Slayer. me for Ruby. I gave Attack on Titan a chance. I fell off, but I'm trying to get back on. But we were giving it a chance.
We were.
Crunchyroll is an immensely popular app, but as you mentioned, very niche.
Yeah.
And they don't lie about it.
Yeah.
Like Netflix is always looking for new content. Disney's always looking for new content. HBO Max always looking for Crunchyroll does anime.
And anime
and that's
only.
it. And anime only.
Yeah. So I
and
mean,
that's it.
You have,
but to get success from that one niche thing, it's telling. It's a story.
Telling that movie theaters can survive if they open their forbidden door
to everything now.
Streaming sites.
We saw
and YouTube.
We saw a commercial, not to steer it back to wrestling, but we saw a commercial recently that movie theaters now, either I don't know if it was Regal or AMC, are now open to the idea of live streaming the pay-per-views at movie theaters. Moving forward, I think that we're supposed to start at WrestlePalooza, but it hasn't happened yet. I think they may be still working out the deal, but that's another avenue for movie theaters to now say if they could do a pay-per-view for WWE, what's to stop a movie theater from live streaming the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals or what? I know it's always been movie theaters, but if movies alone aren't driving in the people. There's very clearly stuff that people want to see.
Honestly, whoever is listening right now, whoever's going to listen, I want you right now, without Googling it, think about what movies are in the movie theater right now. Right now, can you name 2 or 3 movies that's in the movie theaters right now? You probably can't think of any.
Can I? I'd like to.
You probably no without Googling it.
No, I want to look up what's in there.
No,
right now.
Don't look at it because you're gonna disappoint yourself.
No, I don't know.
Because every time we have a day off, okay, without the kid, and we're like, "What's in the theaters?" Is garbage.
It's nothing. Nothing
okay?
There's nothing we want to see, let alone with him.
Nothing that we want to see. The only things we want to see are Marvel films. That's what we'll go to the movie theaters for.
Be honest, that's more me at this point.
No, it's us as a family. Fuck you. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Movie theaters can survive if they just open their doors to other avenues. Yeah. Now, okay. Now think about this. Okay. And it just came to my head. Why do I feel like Cobra Kai? What's that saying? A long walk for a short drink of water.
Oh, that's one of my. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. That's a long walk for a short drink of water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They started off as a YouTube series, then they got a Netflix series, and then they got a movie theater movie.
Well, who's that? K-pop?
No, I'm talking about Cobra Kai and
Cobra
the whole
Kai, right.
idea of that, and then it came back into the movie theaters. A long walk for a short drink of water, but they finally made it back to theaters. Imagine how much success they would have had if they had done their Netflix series and then did a finale as a movie and put Cobra Kai in the movie.
It would have worked.
Mad people would have gone.
Man,
it's instead of turning that last series into a 2-part series, and did like the 3 or 4 episodes, and then have the next 3 or 4 episodes all be as a movie in the theaters, people would have gone because because everybody now has streaming services. Everybody now, and they've canceled their cable. Everybody's streaming services.
Well, not everybody's canceled their cable.
So now, if you want to draw people to the theaters, you say, "Hey, we're gonna do the first part on Netflix, and now if you want to watch the second part, go to the theater." It would make money.
I think people sometimes also lose the idea of how movie theaters began, because when movie theaters first started, people didn't even have TVs in their home. Theaters sold originally the original idea of a movie theater wasn't just viewing. That was cool too. You got to see things in a movie theater you couldn't see at home, even if you had a TV or even if you had a radio at that time, right? Because movie theaters, people have been going to go see the pictures since like the 20s, right? The major attraction to a movie theater has always been the experience. It's the big screen with the seats and the snacks. It's the community together. That's what they always sold.
It doesn't help that the experience with the popcorn either is $40.
Well, no, that's a whole nother bag of shit. Okay. But here's the thing. The reason why I feel like those things are so expensive right now is because no one's going.
Exactly. So they have to make their money somehow. So if you
start packing houses again, you have the wiggle room.
You could decrease the
price
of popcorn.
Of not just the popcorn, possibly even the tickets themselves. Right? You have the option. If you know you're going to sell out, you have the option of playing with that. They're trying to survive right now. Me and Dave did a whole segment on theaters, and remember we did a thing on when the Netflix CEO was talking about how the concept is kind of dead to them. That they're trying to be the new movie theater now, or we're the new experience, and this, so on and so forth. I said it in that segment. I'll double down now. I don't believe that it's completely dead. It can't be, because what the theater always sold was experience. What's missing is a reason for people to come in and have the experience. If you open your doors to something different, because movies were always on the forefront. Now they're behind the 8 ball. They have been surpassed. So if you don't want to get left in the dust, if you don't want to be left for dead, hook your hook, get on the hitch, and let the streaming services pull you.
And not only that, but
people already prove they're willing to go see the shit they've already seen.
Like Sony, DreamWorks, whatever. If you always have a movie in the theater, they always make their money per ticket.
Right.
Netflix can make their money per ticket. Have the same deal, but let Netflix take that money.
Netflix
will still make that money.
All the streaming sites.
You can have a debut. Like, for example, K-pop Demon Hunters, if they do a part 2.
Which they will.
Let the debut, the first day debut, or the first weekend, let it rock in theaters, and then put it on the streaming site.
They'd go see it.
Man, people will go see it in anticipation
just to see
alone of it.
And then rewatch it when they get back to Netflix.
And rewatch it when they get back. Because that rewatch would be crazy.
I can't sit here and actually believe that the reason they're still number one now, and it's new viewers. It has to be repeat viewing.
It's the kids.
It has to be repeat viewing. So it's people watching the same shit over and over.
So the kids are like, let's go to the movies. Let's watch it. They'll make their money from the kids and the parents taking them, and then make more money with all the repeat viewing.
But you're explaining exactly what my idea was in the first place. Share the responsibility. Work in tandem, not as competition. There is a way for streaming and movie theaters to coexist at the same exact time. They just have to be willing to do it. Because that was when we had COVID in 2020 with the Black Widow debate, when Scarlett Johansson took Disney to court because they were supposed to be theatrical release, and then it became a thing with the streaming side, and they were like, well, and they were back and forth, and we ended up getting the theatrical release, but it came at a price. Bridges were burned, words were said, things were done. But I think Scarlett and Disney, when they came to the end of that, came to something that they really should have exploited after that. They should have jumped on it then when they had it. They didn't. They went back to the old template. But you realize now at the end of that court case, I see now when you and I went to the Marvel Symphony thing, the orchestra thing, and I popped because they gave Scarlett her own little sizzle reel in her own little moment, which I never thought we'd see again because of the bad blood from the lawsuit. But even Scarlett now has talked about the Avengers recently, and they were like, no, we're on good terms. We're speaking again, and da-da-da-da. It got people talking about, could we get one more? She's cut it all off. But speaking terms, because I think they fucked up not the release, but what came from that lawsuit was that you can do both.
You can
do both. The whole point of that lawsuit was Disney was trying to prove that we shouldn't. Disney was trying to prove that we could. Scarlett, I don't think she necessarily disagreed with the idea, but the contract wasn't structured to do both. That was her whole deal. Put it wherever you want. It's your shit. Just pay me for both.
Yeah.
Because you're only paying me for theatrical release. And if you're gonna split it and do theatrical and Disney Plus during the pandemic when everyone is home, that's going to affect my bottom line, not yours.
Exactly. So you should rework.
So that was her only issue. Put it where it's not mine, it's yours. Put it wherever you want. Just pay me for both.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like they dropped the ball, because that should have been the idea right then. We could do both. Mm-hmm. And for as long as we're making the actors happy about how we do both, we can all make money from this. I think now they're coming to that conclusion, because I don't think Netflix would have jumped on board with the movie idea had it not already been a proven success. Because streaming services are great and they're accessible and they're convenient, but they are missing one thing. They're not eligible for awards. You have to have a theatrical release. You have to be in the movies to be considered. So they both have something of need. Movie theaters need content that they know people will come and see, and streaming sites need to get their content on bigger platforms for the Academy and the award shows to pay attention to it. You both have something that you need. Do it together. If you did it together,
or
it
maybe
works.
all these awards shows need to open up a new category.
I hope that they don't, because if they don't, then that ruins my whole analogy about them working together.
I know.
Because if they do, if the Academy goes, you know what, fuck the movie theaters, we'll just go straight to the streaming, then that puts the movie theaters on its back heels.
Yeah, it would be a big fuck you to the movie
It
theaters.
would be a huge fuck. It's the one thing the movie theaters have. They still have the respect and cachet of the old days. That if you can, that's to the Academy, to the old school of thinking, selling out and making a ton of money in the theaters is much more important or seen as a higher level than streaming. They didn't go anywhere. They're sitting in their bed in their pajamas and they flip the switch. But the movie theater,
Sandler, he has like a contract for Netflix originals and throw it on there, and he's making his money. He's putting his kids in his movies.
They just did the Adam Sandler tribute thing for him, and Chris Rock said the same thing. That Chris Rock and a lot of people in the industry feel like Adam Sandler has been ignored from all awards, despite having what many consider to be a legendary career. He's never been nominated. He's never been looked at. None of his movies have ever been looked at. Nothing. And it's all because I don't think the movie industry liked the way he handled his career, because he did everything on his own terms. Everything is through Happy Productions, which is his company. He does movies when he wants to do them, how he wants to do them, what he wants to do them with. That's been his whole career. Then when he struck the deal with Netflix, the deal included his autonomy. He's been his own boss for 30 years. Of course the Academy is not going to look at him. They don't want to give other people the motivation to do just that. Because again, like we talked about in the first segment, eliminating that middleman. They don't want to get eliminated. They want to still have actors and production companies look to them. They don't want people to follow the Adam Sandler formula, so they're not going to reward him. But he's had classics. He's had bangers. He himself has done a litany of things that you could look at and go, yeah, that's great fucking cinema. He did it in the movies before streaming was a thing. So we know he's for real. He did it on streaming. He's given rubs to many actors and comedians throughout the years. And after years of leaving the comic scene, the stand-up scene, to go do the movies and shows, went back to comedy and sold that out.
I feel like when people do things on these streaming sites, it kind of feels to me like when actors used to be a TV actor versus a movie actor. Movie actors kind of snub their nose at the TV actors, like, "Oh, you're just a TV actor.
Yeah.
You're just a show actor."
Yeah.
And now they're like, "Oh no, you're just a streaming site actor. You're not a part of the big boys." You know what I mean? Because you're not in theaters. Yeah. But if Netflix decides to put some of their movies in the theaters,
the lines are blurring.
Let it rock. It could be beneficial. Yeah. And they just need to open their fucking doors to all these other avenues. And I loved your idea about the sports. Putting the Super Bowl there, putting World Series or this and that. All these
cater to all demographics, right? On November 15th at Citi Field, I saw an ad for this the other day. They're gonna take the Puerto Rico baseball all-stars, and they're going to play an exhibition game against Dominican Republic's baseball stars, the teams that they sent to the World Classic. They've never had a chance to have an exhibition game in New York, and New York is one of the most highly populated Puerto Rican, Dominican cultures in the country. So on November 15th, they're going to go to Citi Field, and they're going to have a game, an exhibition. If you've got money, that's the place to be. If you don't have money, wouldn't it be cool if the Regal down the street had the fucking game at the theater?
Exactly. I mean,
that's one demographic for one game for one night.
And think about it. They opened their door to these music artists who decided to do concerts in a movie format,
right,
and put it on screen, like
Taylor
Swift,
right?
The Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus.
So now you're divulging into sports. You're divulging into music.
Yeah, the music artists did it. Why not?
You
the
can
sports?
Do anything you want. You have the screen and a projector. It's on you.
And you know what? Even Vince McMahon tried it one time.
Closed circuit.
I mean, it was
that's how WrestleMania started. Yeah. WrestleMania started in a movie theater.
See?
Or a local facility that happened to have.
He tried it. He was on to something.
No, he wasn't. He didn't invent it, and he wasn't the first one to do it, but he did it the biggest. Because WrestleMania was shutting down theaters across the country. But this isn't new. But whatever is old can be new again. It just depends.
You know?
This generation of people have never seen closed circuit. They don't know what that's like. To them, it would just be seeing what they want to see in a theater. They're used to that. But the concept's still there. So, yep. Movie theaters. This is our message to you guys. Get your stuff together, man.